Hey guys, Rob Sports Cards here, back with another video, and I have a special video because I'm usually on my channel. I've been going over graded cards and what I think about PSA and all these other different cards on my eBay store that I'm listing, but this video is not going to be about any of that stuff. This video is strictly dedicated to kicking a man while he's down. Shannon Sharpe, Denver Broncos, legendary tight end, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I mean, you guys already know the deal. What a fucking idiot. I mean, I don't usually curse on this channel, but I mean, he's a fucking moron. What else could you say about this guy? I mean, just dumber than a fucking doorknob. Jesus Christ, man. And, you know, the thing that makes him just so remarkably dumb, just a low IQ, stupid piece of shit, is like, how did you not know? How could you not know that this chick, this Instagram bimbo or whatever, OnlyFans chick that's more than half his age, how could you not know that she's trying to set you up? You know, you have so much to lose, very little to gain. I mean, what the fuck are you thinking, man? You know? And, you know, I would say just reading the tea leaves, I have no information. I have no more information than the other random other people that are going to comment. But, you know, this chick is being represented by Tony Busby, who was doing the Deshaun Watson rigmarole with the masseuse scandal. And she was already offered $10 million to settle this with Shannon Sharpe out of court. And she said no. She's not happy with the 15-yard gain. She wants the touchdown. She's going downtown. She's going deep on this guy. So, I mean, she must have mounds and mounds and mounds of incriminating evidence. And I don't know, as far as I'm reading, this is not a criminal case. This is not a criminal rape thing going on with Shannon Sharpe. This is just like a civil lawsuit type deal. So, like, he's not criminally being implicated in anything, but he's getting smeared in the public and he stands to lose boatloads of money, and he's already been looks like he's already been released from ESPN, or he's stepping away, which if you put two and two together, it's probably like, you know, step away or we're going to fire you on our own. And he's probably choosing to step away so he can get some of that, he can recoup some of his contract doing it that way. But I wouldn't anticipate that he's going to go back to ESPN at any point. I mean, they're trying to wash their hands of this as fast as possible. I don't see what benefit would ESPN have of bringing him back, you know? So I think that ship has sailed, even though he's claiming that he'll be back for the preseason. I don't buy that at all. He does have his own podcast, and he has that Club Shay Shay, which, you know, ESPN cannot take that away from him, and credit to him for building that up. So he has that to fall back on. But, I mean, he is a fucking idiot. I mean, what a fucking idiot of the highest order. This is something that, like, a ball player that's like 22 years old would get caught up in something like this, not a guy in his mid fucking 50s, you know? Jesus Christ. And all you have to do to avoid this shitstorm would just to be like his older brother Sterling. Older brother Sterling over here, a better player at his position at wide receiver than Shannon Sharpe could ever imagine to be at tight end, just got elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And, you know, I'm old enough to have remembered watching him play, Sterling Sharpe, and I don't remember any off-the-field issues with him. And he's been retired for, 30 years now, and I haven't heard any crazy, stupid things that he's ever done. in his life. And, just all Shannon would have had to do would just be to follow the example that was set by the brother, and he would have been good. But no, he's a fucking idiot. Of course he can't do what Sterling did because he's too stupid. And, looking at the stats here, why am I looking at the stats? Why does stats matter? As you could see here, his first handful of years in the NFL were pretty nondescript. He was coming out of Savannah State. He was not coming out of Ohio State or something. He wasn't a first round pick. I think this is important to remember. There, it comes in focus there. This is important to remember because he was not an instant millionaire when he made it to the NFL, especially in that time. If you're a late round pick in 1990, you're basically one injury away or one bad play away from getting cut and having to get a real job. And, having survived those types of, against all odds, numbers game. I mean, to have survived that and then thrived and then become a Pro Bowler and a star and a Hall of Famer, you would have thought that he would have learned some discernment, man, I got to protect what I've got because it was so hard to get to the top. I wasn't guaranteed a damn thing. I wasn't a top 5 pick. I wasn't a first round pick. I didn't come from a big program. And in the first couple of years of my Broncos career, I barely got any passes thrown to me because there were so many better players ahead of me on the depth chart. And I had to work my tail off to get to the point where I elevated to a Hall of Fame status. And you'd think that he would learn he would be more protective of his reputation and his wealth and what he's worked so hard to accomplish. But no, he wants to piss away his entire media career, and he wants to go through bazillions of dollars in legal fees and settlement fees and all that just for some nookie. I mean, and I saw that Club Shay Shay clip where Monique tried to warn him about, you don't need one of them 25-year-old women. You just need an old bitch that's going to love you right. And he just, so he had Monique telling him, I'm sure he had older brother Sterling to help him along, and he just pisses it away. I mean, just dumber than a doorknob, moron. I mean, total idiot, fell for it. And who knows how many millions he's going to lose now. And, I'll close it with this. The most hilarious part about it is that, he built his entire media brand on his racial identity. Like, he really leans into all that pro-black talk. And turns out he's messing with a snow bunny between the sheets, He talks Malcolm X in the streets, but he lives like O.J. Simpson between the sheets. And I would say that is terrible. That is terrible for his brand. That nearly might even be career suicide for him in the YouTube space. Like I feel like his corporate media career is absolutely incinerated. But in the YouTube space, in the podcasting space, I wouldn't say that his career is incinerated, but it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot for him to recover from the embarrassment of getting caught with one of those snow bunnies, And from what they're saying, that it was, a multi-year. This went on for a couple of years, this relationship. So this wasn't some instant shakedown. He knew this chick for a while. And he willingly engaged with this chick for a while before the SHIT hit the fan. So yeah, that's all I got to say about this. Shannon Sharpe, you're such a fucking idiot. What else? What else could you say? How come you can't be like your brother? Come on, be like your brother for once in your life. What a moron.